I looked up in the bleachers, and my son and girlfriend and his girlfriend have flown in from Arizona to surprise me. So I cannot promise there won't be tears during this speech. When I was asked to do this speech, my comment was, I don't know whether it's good or bad to be asked to do the opening speech for Relay for Life, because it means that I have some direct line to cancer. But if I can encourage just one person, then I will do the speech. Back in 1996, it was a normal work day. I had gotten up to get ready for work, and I went to get downstairs to get the iron, and I tripped over my cat and fell down the stairs. Laying at the bottom of the stairs, in extreme amount of pain, desperately trying to breathe, I tried to holler for my son to come help me. Now, mind you, he was 12 years old at the time, and it's 6:30 a.m. Has anybody tried to wake up a 12-year-old? He finally did wake up, and he's hollering at me, "Don't move, Mom, don't move. I'm calling 911. You can't call 911, Brian. I'm not fully dressed." So needless to say, with a fight, I didn't allow him to call. I sent him off to school. I drove myself to the ER. They did some x-rays, said I had some fractured ribs, gave me some pain medication, and sent me home. The very next day, I went to work, and at 9:30, I received a phone call. These are the words that were spoken to me on the phone. "Carol, you need to go straight to the emergency room at Northside Hospital. We will have a doctor there to meet you. How soon can you get here?" When I got there, it was like a scene out of a movie. I walked into the emergency room. The doctor is waiting, and his first words are, "We're sending you for a CAT scan immediately." About 2 hours of being totally in the dark as to what was actually going on, the news was finally delivered. "You have a mass in your chest the size of an orange. We believe it is cancerous. You need surgery within a week." Wow, what just happened? Here I was, 32 years old, with a 12-year-old son. And as Danielle said, I just moved to the area 6 months before that. I had no family in town, hadn't really met any friends yet. So after my head stopped spinning, I thought long and hard. I made some phone calls and knew what I had to do. No war was ever won sitting on a pity pot trying to shoot this enemy. I knew I had to be strong. I knew I had to stand up, remain steady, and take dead aim at the target. My target was cancer, and it was not going to win. I have always been an extremely competitive person, and losing is not in my vocabulary. Surgery was scheduled for the day after Thanksgiving. Biopsies were done, and it was confirmed. I had that nasty 6-letter word, cancer. Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 3. Chemo was scheduled right away. 6 months of a chemo cocktail that included Agent Orange and cyanide. Talk about being knocked down, but no, I was not going to allow cancer to win. 6 months of radiation every day, and life was getting tougher. No, it still wasn't going to win. Almost 1 year after the onset, the doctors told me they were still seeing something on my CAT scan. They wanted to do surgery again. In order to get where they needed to be, it involved an incision from armpit to armpit and collapsing both of my lungs. To top it all off, surgery was scheduled on my birthday. At this point, I was ready just to give up. I knew that I was still young and I had a long life ahead of me, but I felt that my bucket list was fairly complete. People asked me, what made you push on? The biggest thing that made me push on was hearing my 12-year-old son praying to God the night before my surgery to not take his mother away. He still had too many things to do with me. That was my inspiration. The few nights in ICU turned into 5 days on life support. But now I have more strength than ever to live, and I was determined that cancer was not going to win. Looking back to when my chemo started, I remember hearing a lot of use of the word losing. You'll lose your hair, you'll lose some of your taste buds, you'll lose sensation where your radiation was done, and you'll probably lose one of your vocal cords, which I did. But I had heard enough about losing. I want to share with all of you the things that I gained and that all of you should gain as well. I gained a courage I never knew I had. I gained closer, deeper relationships with people I never thought possible. I gained a sense of purpose I'd never felt before. And I gained more appreciation for life. And here I am today, 17 years later, in full remission. Cancer